Hey, my lovelies, it's me, author Alexandria Infante, coming to you with our latest review. I know I'm a bit early today, but to make up for our lost weekend, I will be doing two reviews today. So I will be doing one right now and then one later on tonight. So it's pretty early. I'm about to basically go and do my daily things, but I wanted to get in this review because of the fact that you guys know I love historical romances. And I completely forgot that Jin had sent me this book, and I actually read it last week. I read it on Friday because I wanted to do it yesterday, and then it completely slipped my mind. So I want to do the review right now, and then later on I will be doing another review. We are also thinking about shortening our days to two romance days, to two mainstream, well, two IR and MC romance days, and then two mainstream romance, or either one mainstream romance and two fiction, because we're not getting enough romances to actually go the 4 days a week, which is very sad because I write in that genre, but it's not like I can review my own books. So basically, it'll depend on what we get this week. If we get enough romances where we can supply you guys romances for those first 4 days, then we will continue on with it. If not, then we're going to have to shorten the romance days to three, and then do 2 days of fiction, because we're receiving way more fiction than we're receiving romance. So if you guys know any romance authors out there, please, please, please tell them to submit their work. I mean, I don't think there's anything better than a live review. I mean, yeah, you can get a review on Amazon, but a live review, that's even better. So don't be afraid. If you have faith in your work and you know your work is good, don't be afraid. And in everything that you do, there is always a critic. So even if we didn't like your book, or your book wasn't our cuppa, remember, we still promote your book anyway. We would never tell people not to read your book, because everybody's everybody's genre is different. So what I like, someone may not like. And then what they like, I may not like. So that is why we do the live reviews, so we can tell readers that as well. Whereas a review on a site, some people just leave a star review. And this is why we don't star the books that we feel like that they need some work. And yes, I'm an author. Kanisha's an author. Ari's an author, and so we've gotten those bad reviews, so we know what they feel like. So that is the reason why we try to be as delicate and soft as we can, and if we have an issue with the book. So tonight's, or should I say today's, review is by author Mahogany SilverRain. Now, I really like this little book. It's a short read. It is an interracial historical romance. I'll let you guys see the cover. I hope you can see it. It's very bright. Darn it. I don't think it's going to show up. Okay, hopefully, maybe if I change the color of the Kindle, you guys will be able to see it. But it's called A Slave's Heart. And basically, darn it, I was gonna try to see if I could get it darker for you guys so you can actually see the cover, because yeah, okay, I'll find it in a second. Actually, no, that's, darn it. It used to be that you could change the color on these things. Voila, there we go. Okay, because I want you guys to be able to see this cover. That didn't work for the cover. It worked for the, let's see. Can you see that any better? No, I don't think so. Okay, well, anyway, it's called A Slave's Heart, and it's by author Mahogany SilverRain. So, this book has some historical backing in it. Basically, it has to do with Captain William James, and it gives you the historical background of it and the actual beginning of the slave trade. Now, I know some people don't like to read historical romances that are interracial or that have to do with us people of color, because it was a very traumatic time, and we feel like nothing good came out of that. Except for people like me. And so a lot of people or a lot of women don't like to, they don't like to indulge into it, or I don't know if I would say indulge into it or delve into it. That's the word I'm trying to find. And so a lot of times, many authors like me who do write historical romance, we don't get the significance or the reads that regular Caucasian historical romance does, because of the fact that we write a more touchier subject. And so, but the thing about historical romance is, if you just give it a try, especially interracial, there are some beautiful stories out there. And I feel like this is one of them. And it also highlights the fact that not every Caucasian person was evil. Not every Caucasian person believed in slavery. Not every Caucasian person actually owned slaves. And those who did, after people like Frederick Douglass, Mary Bethune, Harriet Tubman, all of these people who came and was like, basically they got to see that owning another person, that owning another human being, whether they were female, male, child, whatever, was just, one, disgusting, two, inhumane, three, was not of God, which is what a lot of white people assumed that it was back then, because slavery actually starts in Egypt many, many, many moons ago. And so basically, I like the fact that she incorporated that into her book, and she made it something. She didn't take away that this is there, because it is there. It's the same thing that I do. I don't look over that, or I don't try to gloss it over, and I don't try to make it beautiful, which is why I think a lot of times we don't get as many readers as mainstream historical romance does, because they're dealing with dukes and princes and stuff like that. And so are we, because I have Vikings, I have Russian princes, I have ship merchants, I have freaking everything that you would see. I have dukes, everything that you would see in a regular mainstream Caucasian historical romance, you can see the same in ours. It's just done a little bit differently. And I would say, come on, readers, give us a try, because you would love it. I mean, I have one. I'm not like trying to brag, but I got the Amazon bestseller for one of mine that's called A Viking's Prize, and he's a Viking, she's an Egyptian princess, and basically she gets kidnapped. The Caliph, which is her father, he's overthrown, sort of. And then she gets kidnapped. She's taken into this Viking's court, but she's an assassin. She's from the Fadai. So basically what I'm saying is, this is a huge genre. Just give us a try, because you will never know what you get. Now, this book follows Captain William James, and he is a slave trader, and basically he has made his living off of trading human flesh. He's never had an issue with it. because to him it was money. To him it was, they were savages. And basically, a lot of times, to him, their own people sold them off. So he saw nothing wrong with it, because he's like, if their own people are giving them away, then why should I not reap the benefits of it? And so he is very lucrative in the slave trade. And so he's trading slaves all up and down the Atlantic. This takes place in, I believe it's 16. Oh, darn it. I can't find the actual date in which it takes place, but it takes place like during the first half of the slave trade, which I believe it's like 1625 or something like that. And so basically, so he's trading flesh all up and down the coast. And so he happens to be, they had gathered the slaves that they were going to take back over the Atlantic and sell. And so they're sitting there on the boat one night, I'm going to put it in, up-to-date language, chilling, and he hears this song and this beating. And he can't figure out what it is. And so he's like, do you hear that? And like his men are like, no. What the hell are you talking about? And so basically he has to follow this drum. Now, the main female character, I have to look up her name because it's an African name. So just a second. Okay. Well, that's pretty. I believe it's Serene, or I believe it's pronounced Serene or Serene. Anyway, so she is coming into her maiden ceremony, and basically, this is a time when, she's actually not. I'm sorry. Everyone else in the village has gone through their mating ceremony, except for her. No boy, no man pretty much approaches her family for her. And this has been like for 17, 18 summers. She hasn't gotten anyone to come to her father's hut or her family's hut to ask for her hand in marriage. She does all the dutiful things. She's trained herself. Her grandma has trained her in all the ways to be a good wife, but no one ever comes. And so basically she does this wedding dance, and she does the dance because of the fact that she hasn't gotten the man to come to her family's hut to ask for her hand. She has learned these dances, and so she goes and she does. I sound like George Bush. Children's dues learn. And so she does. I'm sorry. If you understood like how I am about language and how I'm constantly on my kids about language, me saying she does. Anyway, so she does this dance, and she does this dance each time a new couple is going to be married. And so it's very enchanting. It's very, it's very moving, very beautiful. And so basically what this captain is hearing is he's hearing the drums, but no one else can. He's hearing the drums of her dance. Now, her grandmother had always told her that she was to be saved for something different. And like, this is the reason why, like, when she got upset that no boy would come and petition her family for her, her grandmother had always told her that she was saved for something different, for something special. And so this captain is hearing this drum, and he's like, I gotta find this music. How come no one else is hearing this? And so basically, so he gets off the ship, rolls into shore, and he's like seriously going hunting through the jungle for this sound, for this beat, this melody, this music that only he can hear, and like he stops and he asks his crew, don't aren't you hearing that, aren't you hearing that? And they're like, no, they think he's pretty much crazy. And so he treks through the forest, I mean the trees and the island, and then he comes upon their camp. And when he gets to their camp, he has gone so fast and so like he was so maniacal about finding what this was that he left his crew. So now he's all alone, and he comes in the center of this encampment, and it's her people. And so he looks around and he realizes, oh, I'm by myself. Uh-oh. I am a whitey. No, I'm just joking. He realizes, no, that he's by himself, and he is white, and he's gone into this village, and he's gone into where these people are. And so he's like, he realized, uh-oh, I stepped in it. And so then the girl, she can understand him, even though it's two different cultures. She can understand what he's saying. He can't understand her. And so I feel like it has a little magical element to it. And so the grandmother basically tells him he will not be harmed. No one there is going to harm him. And so basically he sets up to court her, because it's her that he basically is there for. And he realizes that. And then so it's pretty much a turning point. And I won't give you the end. I'll let you guys go and read that for yourself. But I really like this story. It's a short story. It's not more than, I don't even know how many pages. It says 181, but that's not true. This is that, darn it, crap it. This is that, it's probably about 60 pages. Just knowing from like how we did our shorts for Christmas, none of those go over 70 pages, and it came about the same for this, around this. So it's about 60 pages. It's a cute, nice little read that you can read like on your lunch break if you like historical romance, or if you've never read a historical romance and you're not sure you want to go in like 100, 200 pages, because I know my Napoleon's Gift is 290 pages, and then A Lad's Trousers is basically about the same, about 300 pages. So if you want to check out something that's a little less or maybe seemingly overwhelming, this is a cute little read that you can read that can get you into historical romance. Because like we had a reader out there who's never read or was not into, hi Sharita, she was never into paranormal romance. And then when we started doing these reviews, like I started reviewing Kanisha and all of these ladies who write interracial paranormal romance, we actually got a new paranormal romance reader now. Now you need to go read mine. No, just joking. But yeah, we finally we got a new paranormal romance reader, so which is so awesome. So if you have never read a historical romance and you would like to read a people of color historical romance just to see how we do it as well, and you don't want something really full and needy like that yet, then this is the perfect book for you. Once again, it's by author Mahogany SilverRain, and it's called A Slave's Heart. And it's a very cute read. It's, like I said, about 60 pages, so it's not that long. You can read this on your lunch break. It's really cute, and I think you will enjoy it. If I had to start this book, I would start this book 3.75. And the only reason why she doesn't get a 4 is because it wasn't long enough. It was only, but the story itself is amazing. It's wonderful. Well, actually, I would give her 4 stars for this story because it's very I like the aspect of the magic, the magicalness, the bright African colors, the African people, all of that. I really, really like that. And it incorporated you into the book and it pulled you in. And you could see as she was describing the bright colors and the dance and the way the moonlight, basically played off of this girl. Yeah, she would get a 4 stars for this. And it's a cute little read. I'm telling you guys, go out and get this book. Once again, it's called, I hope you could see it, A Slave's Heart. And it's by Mahogany SilverRain. Now, if you guys would like to, I'm going to pump myself a little bit here as well. If you would like to try a historical romance, but you're not sure if you want to, basically invest in that, then you know what? Give me a little shout out down there and I will send you one of mine for free. I have 10 titles, actually 11 titles. If you go to www.aliinfante.webs.com, you will see all the historicals there. And if you are interested in, I'm telling you, I will give out a free book if I can get more women of color into, and Caucasian women too. I mean, just women readers, period. Come on in. We love you. If I could get more readers of our historical romance as well, women of all nationalities, we write for you still, because you can still find something in that character that you can identify with. So if you are interested, leave me a shout out on this video and I will send you one of mine for free. As well, don't forget, make sure you're watching the videos because we will be picking a $50 winner at the end of the month. So make sure you're giving us some shout outs out there so we know that you're still out there, especially the readers. This is for readers too. So, and I will see you later on tonight, maybe. It depends on what my work schedule is like. But anyway, as I was saying, please, please, please send in those submissions. Wait, Rachel. And I will see you guys later. Today, maybe. Awesome. Take care. Bye.